Sophia clutched a glass of champagne, feeling the icy moisture penetrate her fingers and reach her soul. 5 years. 5 years she'd been Jake's wife, and all that time his family had greeted her with the same coldness they were giving her today, in their perfect home in the city's most prestigious neighbourhood. The occasion was more than significant. The 50th anniversary of her father-in-law Richard, the family law firm. The patriarch of the clan, a man with the gaze of an accountant calculating the mistakes of others. His wife, Barbara, whose smile never reached her eyes, skimming over Sophia as if checking for a speck of dust on her dress. And her sister, Chloe, with her syrupy voice and caustic compliments. "How sweet of you to come, Sophia. I hear you designers have such irregular schedules." Jake, as always, tried to be the bridge between two worlds. He gently squeezed her hand, whispering, "Just be patient, darling. They don't realise how wonderful you are." But today, Sophia decided she'd had enough. She hadn't just bought a gift, she'd spent 3 nights creating a cake, an incredibly detailed replica of the very building in Boston where their company had begun. And she was also preparing a toast. Not just some formal words, but something real. Sifting through old archives, looking for a photo of the building for the cake, she came across a tattered card. Young Richard, the head of the family, wasn't wearing an expensive suit, but a worn leather jacket, guitar in hand, his arm around a smiling woman who was clearly not Barbara. Written on the back in faded ink, "Thank you for the wildest concert of my life. You were amazing. Always yours, Rick." Rick, not Richard. Sophia put the photo in her pocket, unsure what to do with it. Maybe this would be the humane gesture that would break the ice? When the cake was served, everyone gasped. Even Richard lost his composure for a moment. Taking advantage of the moment, Sophia raised her glass. "Richard, Barbara, the whole family." Her voice trembled, but she pulled herself together. "I want to say that family isn't just about tradition and success. It's also about the stories we keep, sometimes the most unexpected ones." She pulled out a photograph. "I found this while making a cake. I think it's a reminder that within each of us lives not just a lawyer or a financier, but also a person capable of crazy and wonderful things." A deathly silence fell. Richard paled, looking at the photo, as if he were seeing a ghost. Barbara, sitting next to him, slowly rose. Her face twisted into a grimace of such pure, unadulterated hatred that Sophia recoiled. You worthless, pathetic girl," Barbara hissed, her quiet voice more terrifying than any scream. "You've invaded our home, our family, and now you're digging up our past? You're trying to throw a circus to embarrass my husband?" "No, I just wanted to—" "Shut up," Chloe screamed, jumping up. "You've always wanted to destroy us, from the very beginning." But the worst blow awaited her from her husband. Jake looked at her, not with support, but with horror and disappointment. "Sophia, why?" he said quietly. "Why did you bring this here? Don't you understand what you've done?" In that moment, Sophia understood everything. This wasn't her family, and never would be. Her attempt to get closer, to show that she saw them as real people and not just cold aristocrats, was perceived as an attack. They were ready to tear her apart, just to protect their perfect, lacquered facade. She slowly lowered her glass onto the table. The clink of crystal sounded like a death knell. "No, Jake," she said, her voice suddenly hard and indifferent. "I've finally realized what I've done. I was trying to reach people who have legalese instead of hearts. I'm sorry I disturbed your perfect dinner and your perfect secrets." She turned and walked toward the exit, not glancing back at her father-in-law's pale face, her mother-in-law's furious gaze, or her husband's lost expression. The click of the lock behind her sounded louder than any argument. It was the last straw, and she released it.